I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans quote a clear and present danger to our democracy.
Here's where I thought it was lacking. He said the political rhetoric's gotten too hot. We got to cool it down. And what I wanted him to say was, and you know what, that means me too. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He's a threat to our freedom. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat to everything America stands for. And a few days later, it's time to put Donald Trump in the bullseye. Yep. Now, if the President of the United States had said, I bear some responsibility here, and I'm going to do my part, this would have been a home run. He didn't do that. Instead, he spread it all around, which I guess is as far as he's willing to go. But let me tell you how Republicans are going to take that. They're going to take that as a president who has repeatedly said, I want to heal the soul of the nation, and the buck stops here, but with an unwillingness to acknowledge some of the things that he has said to bring us to a place that he says we're in.
That, my viewers, is the only reason I watch CNN, for Scott Jennings, because that made sense. That is wholeheartedly what I believe, what I see, how I read the situation. The man most guilty of upping the temperature does not acknowledge his contributions to the cumulative division in our country, right? He ran his entire platform on Trump being the bad guy, the devil, threat to democracy, threat to America. That was his platform. Look at the ads in 2020. Look at his campaign the entire time in 2020. Look how he framed. And I remember, oh my God. The reason why I'm so heated about this rhetoric that's now coming out of the Biden administration and many liberals from the mainstream media is because I did a video when Biden was speaking on, I forgot where, in Pennsylvania. I remember the red background. That's all I remember. It was red, dreary background. And I said, yo, most Americans saw that speech as divisive. I got a bunch of liberals in my comment section disliking my videos, telling me, oh my God, you're wrong. How can you not tell that MAGA is extremist? How are you going to call half the country extremist? Make that make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. You may have an argument if you was only 5% of the vote, 2% of the vote, 10% of the vote. Maybe you can make that argument about extremism. But damn near half the country, actually half the country, believes in this guy and you think he's an extremist? Just because something's right of your politics doesn't make it an extremist. And this is the problem with the left. They believe anything that is not them is bad, unsophisticated, dumb. I don't always agree with this X post, but this is the highlight that I want to point about the media narratives and how disingenuous it is. And you're going to see some of this reporting in this next clip, but I want to read out this X post that really resonated with me and is one of the core problems that I see in most people on the left, many Black Americans. What really is sad is people don't even hate the human being Donald Trump. They hate this monstrous character of Trump that the mainstream leftist media has created. You don't have organic hate for Trump. Your hatred has been manufactured. You're not even yourself anymore. You have raging hatred for a man that has never caused you any harm. Yet you are cheering on and downplaying an assassination attempt on his life. Shame on all of you. I hope that God will change the heart of people soon. I don't see that happening. Not anytime soon. These people lack so much empathy. And they're the same ones. These are the same people that will cry to you and say, oh my God, Republicans lack empathy. They don't care about people. But look at them. I don't care about your words. This is one thing people get wrong about me. I don't care about your words. I look at your deeds. Your words merely state to me what you say you're going to do. And I look at your actions to see how you go about that. Now, not everyone's perfect, but goddamn. Every day for the last 5 years, our political opponents are domestic extremist terrorists. Those are language that the left has used against the right, have used against conservatives. And then you're going to sit here and pretend, oh, no, it's not our side. We're not exciting this. Or Republican carried it out that donated to progressive causes that say this language. Progressive movements say these languages. They say, oh my God, you're a domestic terrorist. Oh my God, you're a cultist. Oh my God, you're an extremist. You worship a dictator. You're trying to make him king. Oh my God, you're a fascist, Nazi. All these dehumanizing terms meant to condition the mind to not see the other as human, not to see any commonality with the alternative contrarian view. You try to other us. You try to exclude us out of society. And then you're going to sit there and be the same people. Well, hey there, guys. Maybe we should calm down the rhetoric a little bit. You know how I see a leftist? A leftist is that guy on the basketball court. I play basketball. Sorry, another sports analogy. I know. Is he talk a lot of crap. He talking a lot of crap. Oh, my God, you can't dribble. You trash. I'll rip you. Bro, I'll lock you down. Ain't none of that. You ain't going to do none of that when I get on the court. And then when he get on the court, he quiet. When he get on the court, he can't shoot, dribble. He couldn't live up to none of the hype he was preaching on the sidelines on the court. That's how the left conveys themselves to me. They are a lot of talk. They talk a lot. But when the ish hit the fan, when it's time to put up or shut up, they shut up real quick. Oh, no, we don't want that pressure. Relax. They throw jabs at you. They agitate you, right? They gang up on you when they got the numbers in their favor. And then when they lose the advantage, hold up, wait, look at you don't want to beat up little old me. Asinine. And if you haven't heard, Morning Joe didn't air this morning. It's a Monday morning, and Morning Joe did not view. I was like, what's going on with Morning Joe? And many people are seeing this as an admission of guilt that, hey, you can't say anything in regards to Trump. Morning Joe pulled from air Monday because of the Trump shooting. Many people are seeing this as an admission of guilt. Me, I'm neutral. I don't really give a damn. But this is the problem I have. The push to cool down the rhetoric is the final boss of level of 8 years of gaslighting. After spending nearly a decade calling us Nazis, white supremacists, Russian spies, extremists, racists, bigots, insurrectionists, fascists, and terrorists, the arrogance is off the charts. Yes, the arrogance of the left. The arrogance of mainstream media, legacy media. And they wonder why conservatives, when you look at their approval rating, when you look at the trust in media, it's down the toilet. Independents following the same trend. 30% of independents trust the mainstream media. Only 18% of Republicans trust the mainstream media. And only 58%, still a majority, but 58% of Democrats trust the mainstream media. Because the mainstream media is pushing your narrative. And then these lefties online have the gall to say, oh no, the media never holds the Republicans accountable. What a load of crap. I'm tired of this disingenuous political theater that the left like to put on. They like to look good instead of actually being good. And that's a big problem I have with a lot of leftists. That's the impression Democrats are putting in front of me. Because in one hand, they'll brag about how, oh, look, all our lawmaking leaders are condemning the violence. After the assassination attempt, only 22 hours passed between AOC wishing President Trump a speedy recovery and going back to calling him a fascist. This is what we call functionally brainless. There's no place for political violence. All the left said, "Cheer, look at us. We're the example. Look at you Republicans. You guys are making it political." One day later, you refuse to resign. True leadership is to refuse to resign themselves to fascism. You're still saying the same language. It's not enough just to look good. It's time to be good. It's not enough to look like you're trying to unify the country. It's time to actually unify the country. Instead of demonizing Trump, just say, yo, look, we don't agree with his approach. We think he's crass. And many Americans will be like, okay, that's a good message. Hey, that's a good reason. You'll get the same result. You don't need to go over here demonizing, dehumanizing this man and his supporters merely because you don't agree with his approach. Bro, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. I'm speechless. It's the gall, the arrogance of these people. Because they think we're retarded. They think we're not paying attention. This is why they keep doing this. And honestly, I'm sick of it. And then they have the goal to lecture you about cooling down the rhetoric when they're one of the most guiltiest people of it. Ridiculous. I want to mention this. Darvo, a well-known tactic abusers use to try and escape accountability for their abusive actions. This is the mainstream media. This is leftist. This is how their narratives always portray themselves. When called out, abusers first deny any responsibility. Leftist. Then they attack the victims. Leftist. Finally, the abusers claim that they were the true victim of the situation through gaslighting. This is the Democratic Party's tactics right now. It can only fail when you call it out, when you spot it and call it out. Every time we call out their narratives, hey, you're misconstruing, hey, you're taking this out of context, they lose the argument every single time. The minute you expose it, these people got some what on them? They got some cojones on them. The arrogance, the gall. Then they want to laugh around, oh, we got disinformation experts. There's no such thing as a disinformation expert. And majority of these disinformation experts are left-leaning, political bias towards the left. Again, color me surprised. Exactly. This is vital to understand. Disinformation expert is a fabricated credential invented after Brexit and Trump's win in 2016 to disguise online censorship as scientific and neutral and try to reinstitute the status of media figures as reliable arbiters of truth. Narratives, word games. This is all the left is good at. The left seems deceitful to me. Like I said, the difference between the left and the right is the right says, hey, look, based on these truths, based on these things, this is where I build, this is the foundation of my worldview and why I believe these are the things I believe. While the left sit here and say, you should believe these things because of narratives that we crafted. They're fighting for your perception while we're trying to get you closer to the truth. Hey, look, you may not like this theory. You may not like the fact that you don't get the tax the rich, but there's a reason why the rich has this bailout or this special treatment is how some people will call it, because they're producing jobs. Without a businesses, you don't have a job. You want to be able to pay the tax without a business. Without a business employing you, you wouldn't have the means to pay taxes. It's a give and take. Like, honestly, this is why a lot of people believe that we are heading towards like a national divorce. Like, hey, the country's going to split into two different countries, two different nations. Because look at the divisiveness. People call for unity, but no one want to call for accountability. Seek to understand before you could be understood. That's the main principle of getting anyone to open up to unity. But the left keeps trying to both sides. They keep trying to spread the blame around. Oh, everyone was complicit in this. Oh, you're going to forget the fact that Nancy Pelosi's husband got attacked? That guy was a Republican too? I don't think so. Based on his actions, he looked like a progressive socialist, far leftist, but you want to categorize him because he's registered as a Republican. The same game with this guy. The mainstream media is not sincere, man. Not sincere at all. People say you can't hate the mainstream media enough. You don't hate journalists enough. Republicans place shooting in Trump's narrative of prosecution. I mean, when your president, when someone's trying to make an attempt at your life, how is it not a prosecution against them? Oh, no, he was just trying to shoot a squirrel behind President Trump. He was actually trying to save President Trump's life. That's going to be your next spin, mainstream media? Here's what I'm talking about. A day after, hey, the New York Times just published this about Trump today. They are truly callous and despicable human beings, not a shred of empathy, right? And now they're trying to spin this as, oh, you can't even, just because he got an attempt at his life doesn't mean he's beyond criticism. Fine. But a day? A day? Come on now. I think they're trying to desensitize us to this stuff. I'm going to leave it off at this. Too many people in the media seems to think that being objective means criticizing both sides, when in fact it means an unbiased search for the truth. Look at the unbiased source for the truth. Hey, don't go, oh, this person say that. Oh, look at this event, look at that event. What is driving that? Look at the rhetoric. If we're going to put this premise that, hey, rhetoric inspires radical people to take radical actions that goes against our democracy, our republic, I'm playing both sides here. Then whose speech is more dramatized? Who's more dehumanizing? And who's more who pushes more demonization? The left. Unapologetically, it's the left. What the conservatives say about Trump, Biden, incompetent, brainless, mentally unfit. Is that not true? What are the common attacks and labels against Trump? He's the devil, Hitler, orange Hitler, dictator, threat to democracy, fascist, Nazi, xenophobic, homophobic, racist. All these assumptions. Look. But you focusing on our rhetoric. You worried about conservatives backlashing and rioting on the streets. Right. Y'all forgot about 2020, huh? Y'all forgot about Summer of Love. Y'all forgot about BLM riots. Y'all forgot about Chaz. Convenient, isn't it? Y'all want to focus only on our stuff, on our blemishes, but none on your own. Professional gaslighters. That's what the mainstream media is. I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about this whole little narrative of cooling it down? Do you think it's sincere, unsincere? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.